Hi friends, welcome back. Barb Pask here again. Going to paint, not surprisingly, this is an 8 by 10. It's my favorite size, I guess. Centurion panel. I have primed it with acrylic. And I'm going to paint an image that I took up at Lake Erie when we were up there, I don't know, 10 days ago. I painted it on a little 4x4. You know, I'm doing these 4x4s for upcoming shows, and I'll show you that. And I like the image a lot. And see, this is a little one. 4 people sitting by the lake. I'll show you the actual image that I painted it from. And of course, the bigger version will have more detail. And though I want to stay painterly and not get too picky. I got 2 shots of them. When we were walking up, I'm going to use a combination of the 2. This is the first one I shot. And I think he caught me. What do you think? I think they're possibly Mennonites based on the dress, playing cards maybe, is a bottle of water. He looks like he's got maybe food. And the second image, I'm going to use his position in the second image. The rest of them I like, but I'm not going to have him looking at me. I'm going to go for this position of him. It's odd, you know, they're in chairs and they're at the table. When I did a little, I left out this chair. I'll think about it. Tell you one thing I am thinking about including is maybe a couple seagulls up in the foreground. They were everywhere, and I think that would be funny. So we'll spend some time sketching this on. I'm going to use ultramarine, transparent red oxide, my usual mixture. And the way I do people is I do silhouettes. So, you know, we got to think about position, and I could, just if I like this composition, you know, I can kind of use where he is, you know, and kind of use the negative space to kind of mark them off. I find even though these heads aren't exactly the same, they're very close. And I find when I paint people, unless some are sitting and some are standing, or they're adults and children, that the head heights are better to be about the same. So they're approximately in that space. I can move them up, I can move them down. Let's look at the other one. In the other one, see, we can see the water line, you know. It's about where it is in my little one. So maybe we'll set this here closer so we can kind of use it as a guide. So we've got, we'll kind of just one person here, one about here, one about here, one over in here. Again, I'm going to use the, look at this photo we shot up there too. Aren't they cute? We rescued them. You'll be happy to know. My husband put a stick in there and they all came out. They get themselves in trouble, don't they? So I think we'll start with the guy on the end, and we'll use the second position I showed you. Just kind of work my way down, build the little man. This one has his arms on the table. So the table lands about there. Again, I'm pretty sure they're based on the way the women are dressed, that they or Mennonites. And again, he's in a, guess he didn't like sitting at the picnic table, right? He's in a chair. Painted out yesterday. Every town, I think, has a Church Street, right? I painted on Church Street. I'm looking at this better. It's so odd. I think he put his chair, which we probably won't paint it that way, he put his chair across the bench. It looks like the bench goes through the chair. I guess I kind of get it. The chair is probably more comfortable, right? But he could be, you know, at the end of the table in his chair, so I don't think I'll do that. I think that might be confusing. Seats about there. This might not be the way you do them, but this is the way I do people. All right, now we're going to go to the other photo because that's the one we're using for the other people in this scenario. And I think she may actually have one of those like little lacy hat things on her head, but we're going to do what works, so. The reason I think the chair will work over there is the bench on this side starts here. I don't know, I kind of like the chair there, I think. And her long dress goes down here. I don't intend to explain anybody's feet. Next little lady's head. You can't see as much of her. She's somewhat behind the other lady. Ooh, got a lot of blue in that one. Doesn't really matter though. And the table is about there. And she's got an arm that comes up. It's very dark under here. Can't see a lot. Actually, I don't. Doesn't matter. Used my tube roller and emptied out a bunch of tubes of paint. I just love that thing. Might be a little low, that table. And the last little man, he's out a little further. Again, he's sitting in a chair too. Would that be more interesting? Maybe. That both men are in their chairs. Like I said, I didn't paint it that way in the little one, but I might in the bigger one. Just think about building the body. You know, there's their head, there's their shoulders. Work your way down. Yeah, I think I'll sketch a chair in for now. We'll decide if we like that. I'm wondering if he did the same thing, and I think he set it across the bench too. Isn't that funny? Very dark down here. Yeah, there's the bench way out there. I don't think I've ever done that, set a chair across a bench. I guess it's, again, more comfortable, right? Can't tell what all we got going on there. There are legs everywhere. I see table legs and, oh, look at me doing that. Isn't that funny? So that's approximately our people. I haven't yet looked for any seagull images, but I'm thinking that would be funny. Kind of remember painting from years and years ago. Trying to think who did that. Maybe Karen Jurek, who has since passed away. People sitting on the bench and pigeons in the foreground. You know how pigeons are always in the city. And I think they called it eavesdropping or something. I don't know. I just thought it was really cute. So of course, you know, we're going to have shadows under here. Like I said, and that's kind of the line for our water and our sky. And don't you think a couple birds down here might be cute? Just a thought. I think it would be. I have to look into them and see what they look like. You think of more around the ocean, but of course they're all over by the lake up there too. One day they were like flying all above where we were staying, and I went out and sat right on the edge of the water, and I'm looking up at them thinking, please don't poop on me. All right, we've got the silhouettes. We could do a lot of things here. We could start with the sky. You know, we could block in all around these figures, which we'll have to do whether we do it first or we do it last. But I think maybe we'll work on the figures. I just take one at a time, you know. And again, these are bigger than that little 4x4, obviously, so I have to think about how much I want to explain. So I start out with some orangey kind of flesh color. And I'm going to suggest a face. Kind of. Color more than anything. And then he's got glasses on, so I may you know, explain his glasses in the end. Trying to get a little lighter. He's a white-headed gentleman. So I'm just playing around. I don't obviously want a pure white, so. Maybe we'll call it Cards by the Lake or something like that. Usually the center of the face is a bit more red, and the forehead's a little bit more yellow, and for a man anyway, the bottom of the face is usually more blue. But again, we're not painting a portrait. You're not gonna, you're not gonna see much. I even, at this point, I have no idea how much we'll put in. They say he's got glasses on. And once the background's in, we can come way out here and make a little, just to show you, a little tiny mark that will suggest glasses once the background's in. All right, let's work down on his clothes. He's got on a gray jacket. Of course, I could make it whatever color I wanted, but I kind of like the gray. And he's got a dark patch there on which we're going to put in. I think the little paintings are fun too, because you cannot put in all this detail, and you don't have to, Yeah, down in here is kind of a bag of something laying on the table, and a water bottle, which I do like. We will put that in. Pants are very dark. So we get back into our dark mixture again. I may want to bring that gray on down a little bit more. kind of a separation in his legs there, which I think I like, so I may. Get back into that gray a little bit and bring it down a little bit more. Again, this is a bag of something laying here, and there's a water bottle. And this is too soon, but I'll show you what I would do to finish them off. A little yellow, a lot of white. You know, I would suggest some little highlights on him. Got the light coming from the lakeside. Wherever, you know, you think it might catch some little bits of light. Let's move on to the next one. So we're going to go back to the other photo. Like I said, I think looking at this lady's head, I'm thinking she's got on, if you've seen, she's probably white-headed and got on one of those little stocking cap things. But I'm not going to do that because I don't think it would, you know, wouldn't read right anyway. So we will put some color in her head. And I'll probably do more to him yet too. I think I'll probably suggest an ear. You know, I've kind of put some red there in his cheek. So the lady's got on a blue dress. So I'm going to just try cobalt and white. And I may even darken a little bit of it with some ultramarine. Maybe some transparent red oxide. So let's just go in here and we'll blend some of the darker colors that I see. Of course, under here is pretty dark. I don't even have that dark enough. I spotted them and thought, how cute are they? Demoed at the handmade market on Sunday, and they just kind of put it up. Anybody from our Monday group wanted to show up. I was the only one. I saw some of the others, but nobody came to paint or anything, so I took some Black-Eyed Susans and I painted in the house, and it was nice. I had a lot of people, of course, they come in directing people to the bathroom, and I did take I threw in like 6 little paintings. It was a very quick last minute thing, and sold 3 of the 6, so that was great. So I had a good day. So I painted my little still life and visited with a lot of nice people and sold a few paintings. That was all great. She's got a long dress, hangs to the ground. I'll show you the little thing on her head. Maybe you know what it's called. Let's see. It's a hat of sorts, you know. But I think they're more meshy and lighter weight. I feel as though of course I've seen them, but if you know what it is, tell me. You know, and the same thing with her. We can put highlights on her, which we will, and maybe too soon for that, but all right, let's move the lady behind. Now her, we can see her face, so we'll again use some of our kind of orangey mixture, block in her face. There's a lot of blue on there that I'm fighting. I could have wiped that off. Probably make more sense to do that, wouldn't it? And she has glasses on too. I can't hardly see her under there. It's pretty dark. Wow, I'm all into blue again. See, where is that table hidden? About there, I think. We'll just kind of put some color under there, some dark. I have a painting that I bought years ago from a gentleman who has died, and it's just an older couple on a beach. From the back, they're not glamorous. My son-in-law was like, "Why would you buy that?" I was like, "I love it. I like people doing people things," I always say, nothing in particular. This is like always, I don't know how far we'll get today, but at least like to get it blocked in. All right, let's move on to the last guy. What can we see of him? He's actually got a bald head. And again, it's all relationships, and until we get all this painted in behind them, I'm not going to know really how light or dark I need to go with things, and that's okay. So this is really just a block in. Again, if these are Mennonites, they're some hard-working people. They've worked hard in their lives. Hopefully now they're getting some kind of retirement. I was just looking at his arms thinking, they work so hard. I do respect Amish people. It's not an easy life they've chose. Can't say I completely understand why they feel the need to, not have electric, because man created electric and God created man, so I don't understand the problem they have with it. They use generators, and they build beautiful furniture, and dark legs. I feel as though I probably will, you know, get into this a little tighter and develop them more. But I'd like to get the canvas covered today, so looks like he's kind of got a knee up in the air there. Can't really tell, and that's okay. I'm just going to put some color there for now. I feel as though he may have a foot up on that chair. If that makes sense or not. And I can see that this angle is too severe. You know, he's got to be set and flat. Well, let's keep blocking stuff in. I may go to a bigger brush here so we can actually make some headway here. Let's mix up something for the rocks. They're gray. There are a variety of colors, but you know, lights and darks, and I'm just kind of mixing up a general kind of color to, got some yellow, got some transparent red oxide. I want to cool it off a little bit, put some more white in it. It's just kind of a, you know, kind of a gray color we're looking for anyway. You know, definitely going to need some lights, and I can see dabs of that. So that line of rocks comes down to about there. So funny how he caught me. I guess he did. He's looking right at me. I've had that happen other times too. You know, you're out in the park, and but he couldn't be sure that I wasn't photographing past him, you know. And we'll have to come in and, you know, put in some darker places to define the rocks, and lighter places, and, you know, lots and lots to do. You know, like we'll have to look here and see where we see separation. And some sides are completely in the dark. Again, it's just going to be what we try to paint, what we see, right? All right, let's keep moving forward here. The water and the sky are, that particular day, pretty gray. Doesn't mean I have to paint them that way. On the little one, I did not. I went bright on the water and very light on the sky, and bright green grass. So I can do whatever I want, right? So we'll use our typical sky mixture. We'll try cobalt and white. keep it light. Again, our goal today is just to block this in. Now it's not a lot of sky showing, so but I could do whatever I wanted, you know. I could go, you know, warmer at the bottom. I could put clouds in if I wanted. I may take my time on this. I don't need it for anything in particular. I just wanted to do it, so I may take a while to get this done. I may, you know, I may put some clouds in the sky, and you know, this is one. I was just another thought came to me is you could even make it look like, you know, a thread of rain. You know, something about a storm coming. You know, you could do whatever you wanted. I feel as though I don't want to get too dark though, because I want the water to be darker. Yeah, we'll just play around here. Usually the horizon line is darker. I've never done it, but some people actually tape that line off, I've noticed. I've seen people do that. Be a way to get it right, wouldn't it? Yeah, that particular day was just really gray out there. Everything looked gray. You know, we might even do some beautiful blues like that in there, you know. And I will be careful not to like go around the heads like I'm doing here. You know, I wouldn't leave it like that. And we're going to want some detail, like there's a water bottle on the table and he's got cards in his hand. So I will be putting some of that stuff in. And we don't have the chairs in. There's some pattern in the chairs, which probably would be fun. My brother called me yesterday, went to the dentist, and I don't know why this was surprising to her, but we go to the same dentist. We live close. And I have the same hygienist I've had forever. Love her. She, painless, which is a wonderful thing in a hygienist. Anyway, she was cleaning my brother's teeth, and I don't know why she thought about me, but she started talking to my brother about how this girl that she's making a video for us of the local pool from back in the 50s. My husband's thrilled. Her mother used to own the pool anyway, she started talking to my brother about how there's this lady and she used to swim at the pool, and her husband was a lifeguard, and she's a great artist, and blah, blah, blah. My brother said, "Are you talking about Barb Pask?" She's like, "Yeah, how do you know her?" My brother's like, "That's my sister." Oh, it's just so funny. She's so cute. Why in the world she even thought about me? But she was just amazed. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, we all live here close, but isn't that cute? I'm lightening it up because I want more contrast with the water. Again, nothing is done. This is just a block end. And the chair is striped, which is kind of cute. This one has one of those like fabric covers over the top, so I don't know what we'll do with that. Let's mix some green up. My favorite green is ultramarine and cad yellow medium. Sometimes not as intense as you might like, but part of the reason I like it is the ultramarine has some red in it, so it kind of kills the intensity of the green. So I think it's a really nice green. If you want something to knock your socks off, take some phthalo and some cad yellow medium. If you want there's lots of ways to get there, but yeah, if you want a real intense green. Again, we're just trying to get some paint on this canvas. So yeah, it's a nice bright green. And that's the ultramarine, cad yellow medium, and some white. And let me grab a smaller brush because I like that between his legs I can see some of this green. It goes up to about there. And I just threw those dark patches in to approximate where we might put some seagulls, and that'll be another whole thing there, is figuring them out. darken this up a bit down in this corner. Little crimson, little blue. Let's get a little darker. Let's try not to paint the computer. Whoa. Accidentally got into that. Wipe it off, right? Let's just try to blend it in. Wow. I think it's a good start. It's about 55 minutes. So maybe I won't bore you with any more of it, but you can see we've got the bones of it in. I'm looking at the shape of her head. His face is of all of them. He's not bad. This I have to work on. Her I have to work on. So, but you can see where it might go from here. I'm looking under here. It looks like maybe her shoe here. This is where she's sitting. Where's the table up there? About like that. Oh, I can see so much wrong with it, but I'll get there. Like this right here is bugging the heck out of me, the shape of that head, and her head to me feels a little small. They said the chair this guy's in on the end, is blue striped. This one again has one of those. Remember how people used to? I'm not even sure I understand it. I think there's doesn't really matter. I mean, I can paint whatever I want. And I might decide I want his kind of stripe too. That might be interesting, huh? I think there was like web chairs, where they weave the stuff. I think that's what they are. Okay, I'm liking the start. I think it's going to be a fun painting. I have lots of decisions to make, you know, sky color, lake color. I do think a couple seagulls might be fun in there, but lots of developing yet. But that's how I start, just silhouettes, and then you start blocking in more and more color. I don't want his leg to feel too skinny there. But I do like that green in between the legs there. Little dot of color. Alright, hope you enjoy watching the start of that. Again, I think it's got great possibilities, and I just like it. I just like the image. Put you in front. So, long way to go. It's fun sometimes though to start one that's going to take you a while, I think. Keeps you busy for a while, right? Not a trouble. All right, like and subscribe and watch for me next time. Bye-bye.